Gun debate is such a politically fraught topic to begin with that it often feels impossible to have a sober discussion about it. The last thing we need are our politicians, our media to take the temperature even higher. And yet on both sides, that's exactly what's happening. So just remember, when you see someone throwing another log on this raging fire, they're either doing it just to gin up outrage, or maybe they don't know what they're talking about. Joining us now is Josh Blackman, a law professor at South Texas College of Law in Houston. Also with us is Tom Very, a firearms expert and a former Washington, D.C. police officer. Gentlemen, thank you both for coming on the show. Appreciate it. All right, Josh, let me ask you, I have not gotten a lot of time to discuss the analysis of the Supreme Court opinion with a lot of people because it took people a while to go through it, to read the dissents, read the concurring opinions, come to a conclusion. What do you make of my analysis that this is nowhere near as groundbreaking as some on the left are suggesting?
I think you're right. As you said, in more than 40 states, they have what are called shall issue regimes, where if you pass a background check, you can get a permit. New York, New Jersey, California, Maryland, Hawaii, and maybe one or two other states are outliers. So really what this decision does is put New York in the same line as other states. I live in Houston. It's a fairly big city. There's Dallas, there's Chicago, there are Phoenix. There's lots of big cities that have these regimes that are not the wild, wild west.
And, you know, a lot of people seem to be ignoring what the concurring opinion said. I mean, in order to get this 6-person majority, you need Kavanaugh and Roberts there. And they're basically saying to people, don't worry, we're still allowing states to have all these requirements to get a gun permit.
That's right. So long as the permitting regime is not designed to punish people, for example, there might be a $1,000 fee, right? Or maybe it might take 6 months to get a license. That might be too far. But as long as it's a neutral process that people can apply for and it's objective, that will pass constitutional muster.
Right. And again, I'm not making a judgment here on the ruling as a legal matter. I'm simply analyzing it right now and saying that whether you agree or you disagree, say you disagree with it. That's okay. Just say, look, I disagree with the ruling. I think that the ruling, I agree with the dissent, et cetera. Okay, fair enough. But this fear-mongering about, oh, this means now everyone's going to have a gun in the subways, that's not helpful to the discussion. It's not what the governor of the state ought to be doing. The governor of the state ought to be doing the opposite, which is to say, don't worry. We disagree. I would not have decided it this way. Okay, but don't worry. This isn't going to fundamentally change. We're going to still have whatever laws we want on the books. But instead, it's the outrage machine. It's cable news coming out of our politicians, and it is maddening. All right, Tom, I'm sorry I've been on my soapbox a little bit. Let me let you weigh in particular. Look, you're a gun expert, et cetera. Let me ask you both on the ruling and on the bipartisan gun bill, your reaction to some of the outrage mongering we're seeing.
Well, first of all, thank you, Dan, for having me on. I really appreciate the opportunity to come on. And I do agree with Josh, being from, I'm a licensed PI in Florida. And we have cities like Miami and Fort Lauderdale, and they're certainly not the Wild West. And don't forget, this happened in D.C. not too long ago while I was a police officer there. They had the same kind of ruling put on them. They were not issuing any permits to anybody. And in fact, they had closed down every gun store within the district. There was only one place to buy a firearm in the city, and that was through police headquarters, if you could believe that one. So that's a story for another day. But again, it didn't turn D.C. into some Wild West shootout. And let me ask you, what people did was,
Go ahead. No, what people did?
What people did was they exercised their right, and especially, you know, I saw part of this ruling where Justice Thomas mentioned about how disproportionate these things, getting a permit could be in communities that have, lower income. So they can't pay these $300 and $400 fees. It should be, like Josh said, it should be equal, should be easy for someone to exercise their right. And anyone who's gotten a gun permit in New York State, including my family members of mine, know the process that you do. You have to stand before a judge at some point during your process and be asked why you want this permit standing before a judge who's sitting at the bench. You actually have to go into a courtroom and do this. And I mean, he didn't commit any crime. He's just applying for a pistol permit.
Let me ask you,
so strange.
Tom, about the bipartisan bill. You know, you hear Murphy from Connecticut's going to save thousands of lives. You hear Tucker Carlson telling us it's going to lead to a revolution. I mean, the bottom line is that this bipartisan bill isn't going to, again, it isn't a very big deal, is it?
It's fear mongering, as it is all the time, and dramatic. You know, that's all it is. I don't see anything that's going to be overtly helpful in this legislation. It's just more feel good legislation, I think, and then for people on the left to think that this is the end of the world, and then, you know, people on the right are feeling like, you know, everybody's rights are getting stripped away. I didn't see anything in there that was really helpful or harmful either way. It's just a waste of time at this point. They could have done better.
Look, I think I like to see bipartisan legislation. I like to see Democrats and Republicans coming together. That may be more of an accomplishment to me than even what's in there. I think I've said this before. I think that the things in there make sense. But the notion that somehow this is going to be some game changer one way or the other is just dishonest. It's just fear-mongering. It's just an effort at outrage. Same thing with the ruling from the Supreme Court. That's why we did this segment, is so we could try to provide some sober analysis to people about what this actually means. Tom Very and Josh Blackman, thank you for helping us in that effort.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dan.
Thank you for watching. Click the red subscribe button below so you can get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.